Welcome to the Regular Joe's podcast. I'm Dave Pisani.
I'm Barry Kay.
And I'm Todd Pleasant.
Happy middle of October, everybody. It's fall here in the Northeast. 50 degrees and raining.
Trees falling.
Storms.
Yeah.
It was 93 in LA today. That's the weather. Now on to entertainment. What's going on?
How did we get here? Can you believe it's like the middle of October already? It's just
I know. It's
so
crazy.
weird.
It was just summer.
Yeah, I feel like we're just gonna deny this year happened when it's done. So it's just like we're gonna hit we're just gonna do the reset and start over.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah,
I really would.
Because you think about it, the movie schedule is now a year behind, so it's like, yeah, okay. So because that's really what we go by, anyways. So.
I just don't think in January it's going to be much different. That's the problem.
That is the problem.
Give me something.
2021 may also
Dave.
need to be erased.
Just don't pull it right out from under. But let me believe. That's all. So
it's good to have something. Yeah, something was coming to. Oh, well, I'll mention it in random. I guess let's go random. So Coming to America was supposed to come out in December.
Did they finally
I just read
move it?
They're gonna. They may throw it on Amazon. I don't think it's definite. Paramount may sell it to Amazon.
Okay.
But, because has there really been anything in our wheelhouse that is like, oh, it's on demand. Yeah, I want to check it out. I mean.
Well, for me, it was Bill and Ted. But other than that, nothing really in our wheelhouse.
I'm not saying them Coming to America, but to me, that was a pretty big movie that
I was seriously looking forward to it. I mean, I love the original.
Yeah.
It's
great. So who knows? I just don't think that. I mean, but that's a $150 million movie.
Yeah.
Like, why would you put it on Netflix?
Yeah. I'm
Amazon,
really
Netflix,
looking forward to seeing New Mutants when it comes out next month, because I've seen all the bad X-Men films, and now I can just complete that.
It's still
run.
Not out? I thought it was out already.
No, it came out in theaters, and now it's coming out on digital and
in November. Yeah,
in November.
Oh, something. I just, and
so like I said, I can complete that because this is officially the end of that universe. So, yeah.
That actually ties into one of my randoms, so I'm going to jump in. So Disney Plus has officially broken out the Marvel movies into groups. If you go into the app now,
right,
they've actually segmented them. And so I wrote down, because there's a bunch of different rails in there. They've got the MCU rail, which is all the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
22 or 3?
Yep. Then they have Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3 all separated out.
No Spider-Man movies, though, Dave. So.
Then they've got it in timeline order, so in the order that they actually took place. And then this is where it gets interesting.
As opposed to were released.
Right, that's right. Then where it gets interesting is they've got a Marvel Legacy Movies category now, which is the X-Men movies, the Fantastic Four movies. So they're calling those Marvel Legacy. They've given those things a name now. So they're not part of the MCU. They're part of Marvel Legacy.
Is everything on there? Is every Marvel movie on there? I know they still are adding some because of rights and stuff.
Yeah.
I think they're almost all there, if not all of them now.
Yeah, I got to look that up. There's a bunch of stuff that was kind of ownership was all over the place. So they don't have the Spider-Man movies yet, right? They still don't have the two.
I don't know about that. I didn't look at those.
Yeah,
but then they've also got a legacy animation category, and then they've got the TV series, live action TV series. Those are all broken out into their own categories now.
That's cool, though. I mean, if you love that, it's like you can read comic books that are written 5 years apart, and the same characters are completely different characters. So seeing different interpretations of it for someone who's really a comic book fan, that's not an unusual thing.
But for the person that's not a super fan, it's actually nice that they're breaking it out and giving you all those different ways of watching it.
It's going to make a lot more sense.
Yeah, because not everybody's going to understand that they don't all come out in the order in which, it's not linear in some cases.
Right.
So
we don't count the two Spider-Man of being in the MCU.
We do,
or do we?
But Sony doesn't.
Okay, but when you talk about is it 22 or 23? I don't remember.
It's 20. They're all in there. Yes, the Spider-Man films are in there. But
there may not be.
It's a continuity,
rights
but it's not. But
rights
there's that right ownership thing. Yeah.
I'm
just
looking it up in the app right now. Let's see.
The Hulk movie's in there too. So
the one, not the first one.
right, the one that's in continuity, the one that has common
Ed
characters
Norton
but
one.
not all common characters.
All right,
Not
timeline
the worst
order
movie
is
ever
Captain
made.
America, Captain Marvel, Iron Man, Iron Man 2, Thor, Avengers, Thor 2, Iron Man 3, Captain America 2, Guardians, Guardians 2, Ultron, Ant-Man, Civil War, Black Panther, Doctor Strange. Yeah, they don't have the Spider-Man movies in here.
And you didn't read Hulk, so Hulk isn't in there. That's interesting.
Hulk's not in there either.
So even though
Wait, the
Tony Stark appears
the Incredible
in that,
Hulk isn't?
They don't have it.
Tony
Oh,
Stark
that's
appears
not
in
a-
that,
that's not a
Thunderbolt
Disney
Ross
movie
appears in
either.
that.
Because it's
That's-
not.
that's
I
in-
guess it's not part of Phase 1, so they I guess maybe they're
I
counting.
don't think it's that. I bet it's that they don't have the film.
No, it is considered an MCU, but it's not.
Right. It's like Spider-Man. It's a
the
Yeah,
universal.
so right,
Disney
so maybe they don't have
That's-
the rights
that's the
to it.
difference. Yeah. Interesting. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Todd, what do you got?
Okay. December 13th, The Expanse season 4.
That's not
Oh
true.
wow,
So
I didn't
It's
know that.
December 16th.
what's that?
December 16th.
I just read a thing that
December 13th is Pennyworth.
says The Expanse season 4 will premiere on December 13th.
Well, I just read it myself. I had it written down right here.
Okay.
I didn't realize you were getting it that.
But
soon.
anyway, mid-December.
In any case, it will be mid-December, and there's a trailer. It looks good, and if you watch the trailer all the way through, oh wait a minute. No, okay.
Riveting.
I was trying to find because it's also listed in the trailer, but anyway,
It's the 16th. But anyway, doesn't matter.
That's awesome. No, I didn't realize we were getting it. They must have filmed them.
Yeah,
back
I'm a
to back
little
or
surprised
something.
by that. I thought it'd be later. It's like, how do they not give you any, especially in this environment? I mean, I guess it's October, so we got 2 months to wait, but like, hype it up.
You know
a bit.
what? Okay. It is. You're right. You're correct. It is indeed the 16th. It was the 13th last year. So I just said season 4. It is season 5, and if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the article, it has the article on season 4. So it is season 5 on the 16th. So, but the trailer looks great, and I'm excited. So this is in the books. This is when shit really starts happening. So.
There's been enough happening.
Yeah, it's
That's
not like
good.
there hasn't been a lack of
Yeah,
things happening.
it's just the
so
other
that's
one was
cool.
kind of planet. Season 4 was much more planet based, and we get to see a lot of ships get blown up in this new one. So
Oh, did we talk about this? I sent you guys this. Eagle Moss is going to make Expanse ships.
oh, I did not see that.
Okay.
That is
Did I
fantastic.
text you that?
You did.
Yeah. Then I missed that.
Yeah, they're going to
Oh, that's
start making
fantastic.
Expanse ships.
I just need the Rocinante. I don't need any other ship from that show.
Yeah, what else is there really? That big
I
giant.
want the Razorback.
Razorback's cool.
The Razor-
and they'll do the that church ship or whatever it was.
That thing's will be gigantic. It will be in scale.
gigantic.
now.
Yeah, it will be in scale. It will take up your entire neighborhood. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know when they come out, but I think that was announced at New York Comic Con or something.
New York Comic Con online thing.
Whatever.
It's amazing
I
to me.
can't
that-
watch any of that crap.
It's amazing to me how much stuff they announced at New York Comic Con, considering it didn't happen.
Right.
Yeah, I don't get any of that.
All right, so Todd and we texted about this, but my favorite comic book of all time, Invincible. We talked about that. There's an animated series coming, but there's a teaser trailer out for it, and it doesn't come out till sometime in 2021. They haven't given us a date, but just to see the animation style, how it literally is like the artwork that Ryan Otley drew.
It looks like Ryan Otley is drawing this thing. It's incredible.
It's like it came right off the page. It's amazing. So I'm looking forward to it.
The tone looks right. It seems that I think this could be fantastic. I got to say it's one of my favorite things I've ever read. Self-contained things I've ever read, and it's they said this is not a cartoon for kids. There's a lot of gore in Invincible.
It
But
can't
they
be
also
because
said,
the book certainly wasn't for kids.
They said there's a lot of gore, but they also said that there's some kind of I think Kirkman replied to it as spicier bits than you're used to seeing in an animated series.
Well, then that means they're being true to the book, because there was a lot of that in the book. But yeah. So this is Robert Kirkman's comic. Stephen Ewan is doing the voice of the main character, Mark.
Yep.
And J.K. Simmons is doing his dad, Nolan. And
Sounds
they
good.
said that Sandra Oh, Seth Rogen, and Mark Hamill are all doing voices as well. So I'm looking. I think
Sandra Oh is the mom, and Mark Hamill is the old dude, the guy that runs the institute there.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
what's really totally just as a non sequitur, I know we're going to talk about The Boys season 2. I just got a text from my neighbor who said, "Dude, season 2 of The Boys is so twisted, it's great."
Yeah, yeah. I'll tell you, this is one of the things I'm looking most forward to, and I'm super excited. I think this was if they had just screwed up the animation, it was just not going to work, because there is a style for this. They stayed consistent with the style throughout the series. If it wasn't evocative of that, it was going to be a different thing from the get-go, and they nailed it.
Well, they had originally said it was going to be a live-action movie, and that terrified me, because I really didn't know how they were going to turn it into a movie. Yeah. And I'm really glad they went with animation, and then to see that they stuck so close to the style, I was just so pleased. I mean, it seems like they're doing it right. Hopefully we're not disappointed when we get the show, but it looks great so far.
Such a great story, too. And anybody that, if you want to, like, I tell you, I really encourage you to go out and read the 22 volumes that there are of it. It's a great read. To whatever degree they adapt it, I'm sure it's going to be worthwhile. There's some hilarious shit. There's some over the top stuff. It's awesome, and you do not see a lot of it coming.
And I mean, I didn't read comics from the time I was a kid till the time I was in my 40s, and somebody forced this on me because he knew I would love it, and he was right. Got me back into reading comics. So
it just, yeah, like I said, there's just one of my favorites. You'll remember this, Barry. One of my favorite scenes. At one point, he gets an alien girlfriend, and something keeps the two of them from getting together, like every single time. And then you finally see the two of them, and they're hooking up, and they're mostly in shade, and they're in bed together, in shadow, and they're in bed together, and all you see the dialogue going back and forth, and wait a minute. At that point, they realize their boy-girl parts aren't compatible.
Yeah,
because they're different aliens, and it's like, and then they're like sitting on the edge of the bed, like like a non-performance moment, but it's hilarious.
Wow. Yeah, it was really good.
It's so good. But yeah, I can't wait to see a lot of these things done in the animation. So
yeah, it's going to be good. What else? You guys have anything else?
Other thing, HBO Max is going to do a Green Lantern live action show that Berlanti's involved in.
Oh,
interesting.
Okay, in the Arrowverse universe.
Yeah, I worry. 5 years ago, that would have been like, wow, that's very cool. Now it worries me.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering why. Because, they did say definitively it was that. And I'm just like, what is kind of the point of that? So,
I guess they need to replace some of these old shows that are going. Supergirl's going. Arrow's gone.
But how much of Stargirl did you watch?
Like 2 of them.
Okay.
I watched about half of the season and I petered out.
It seemed better, but it seemed better done than the Arrowverse shows. And
really?
Maybe it was just they just didn't film the same wet alleys every single week. But
they were more in the
it was in the country. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying I be interesting to see what kind of production values they use in this. If they go up a little bit more still. Because
I don't know.
It's going to be hard doing Green Lantern on a budget. It really will.
I just wonder if now that they're on a streaming platform and not on, the WB, if they can maybe go a little bit grittier and a little bit darker, and maybe it can be.
Oh, sure.
I know they can, but will they? I guess is my question. Like if they do, then they might attract a broader audience.
I think Stargirl.
We're going to see Titans on there too.
I think Stargirl was closer to Titans in how it was produced than Arrow. So, and it might have just been different directors and stuff like that. But I felt like Arrow, just like they were just a lot of, or even those series, they were just very, there wasn't a lot of style to them. So
there's not a lot of money for those things. So who knows whether it's so funny. There's probably no more people who see it on a streaming platform, but they just put more money against, I guess, because it's a pay thing. I mean, any one of those shows gets 1 million viewers. That's about it. That's what Conan gets. I mean, there's not a lot of people watching this stuff. So
no, but unlike a Conan episode that kind of has no life after it airs, these things live on forever. I was
just going to say, there's
people watching it 10 years down the road where they can afford to put more money into it because it's going to have a shelf life.
Yeah, but I don't know. Do they really make money down the road from these things? I mean, hour-long shows just do.
I don't know that anybody's making any money from anything streaming yet, and I think that they're all trying to figure out how to do that. And I think that right now the conventional wisdom is you got to build a library, so they're building libraries. I mean, not that it's a real interesting news story, which is why I didn't go there for this. But Disney just announced a big reorg, and they're trying to focus everything towards streaming, and they still think that the way to do that is the way to. They're still trying to figure out how to actually monetize Disney Plus, and they think by the way to do it is by building a stronger original library. So they're going to make more content, which costs a lot of money.
I think the end goal of all of this is, like Netflix, to know exactly what you do every single day and how you watch and how they will eventually serve you ads across their whole platform. Netflix has great data, but they don't serve you ads. ABC, Disney has so many vehicles to say, Todd watches this. I'm going to be able to serve him these dozen ads, and that's going to open up the platform. That's what it's all about. It's all about ad dollars. That's HBO
what
Max
it was all about, and that might be what it becomes all about. But right now, I mean, like CBS All Access is a good example. For a couple extra dollars more, they will take all the ads away. I don't think that couple extra dollars makes them enough money to justify it.
But I'm not saying the ads they serve. That's why these Time Warner, Disney, Paramount, it's the whole portfolio of how they're not going to send you an HBO Max ad on HBO Max, but they're going to send you an ad on TNT.
Yeah, and anything
because they know where you are.
Anything any subscription service that you sign up for with your email address, you're seeing targeted ads somewhere because you signed up for that service. Sure. Yeah, and I don't think it's today. I think it's probably a few years from now, but yeah.
Let me tell you, I've been in this business too long, and I don't want to but used to just sell some spots. Now it's like data and all this crap. Like, it's mind-numbing. Anyway, are we done with...
No, I got one more.
Done with...
One more. This is almost more of a show and tell, but this is sort of like a postscript to something we've talked about for the last year. Can you see this? Do you know what this is?
Oh, you got the picture.
Well, let me tell you.
I see a very old man leaning over a poster.
This is a picture of Harrison Ford signing a poster that looks a lot like mine, but isn't mine.
But you don't have blue pen.
I see good eyes, Dave. Yeah. So let me tell you the little saga of this. So, the Harrison Ford poster that I sent in to be signed, I sent it in last December. I got it back in February.
Really?
After they announced the signing, they said, hey, guess what? As an added bonus, you're going to get a photo of Ford signing your item. Great. That wasn't part of the deal. It was an add-on that they threw in. Didn't pay extra for it. By August, I sent an email just saying, hey, just wondering, I never got the picture. I was just wondering, are you still sending them out? Because I knew that they said that it was going to take a while. And the people that are involved in this are very sensitive. They don't like it when you ask questions, so you have to be very careful how you ask questions. And the response I got back was, hey, I'll look into it, no problem. Never heard back from anybody. So about a week ago, I sent a follow-up email. Said, hey, just following up on my email from August. Just wondering. And I got back almost like a nasty email. As I said before, I don't have all the pictures. And I'm like, you never said that to me. But I'm not gonna respond like that. I'm just going to say, okay, no worries. If it's possible, I would still love to get the photo. If not. They forwarded that to the other company that was involved in the signing. They said, we'll look into it. Never heard back. Today, the photo shows up in the mail. And I immediately look at it and go, oh, that's awesome. That's my poster. And then I go, wait a minute. He's holding a blue pen. Mine's signed in black. And then I look a little bit more closely, and I'm like, that's not my poster. It's the same poster, but not my poster. So I composed a super polite email back just saying, hey, wanted to let you know I got the photo you sent me.
I can't believe Barry, this was a bonus. It was free.
Yes.
It didn't cost you anything.
No, but here's the thing now. I've got somebody else's photo. Somebody who has that poster wanted this photo of Ford signing their item, and I got it, not them.
Barry, you're not doing this for them. You want your damn picture.
Well, I want mine, but I also want this guy to get his. So anyway, I sent a super polite email saying, hey, just wanted to let you know, I appreciate you sending it. It isn't mine, and that's okay. You know, should I send this back to you, or is there somebody I should forward it to? And I got back, yeah, we don't have your photo, I guess, and, you know, keep it as proof of that the signing took place. I'm like, proof that the signing took place? I have the poster signed with the, whatever. But so anyway, this long saga, this 10 months from the time that my poster got signed till now, I got somebody else's picture of Harrison Ford signing somebody else's poster. So, I'm happy. I'm happy that I have my poster signed, but I find it interesting. This was a lot of extra work for them to make a bunch of people unhappy.
It's not an easy thing to do, and it's funny. I was looking at the Chris Evans Captain America shield sign, and I have the little picture there, and the picture is of him signing the
star
item.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do they do that logistically? That's got to be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Or they're professionals.
And,
Barry, if you scan that picture, I can make that Sharpie whatever color you want. And
sure,
he's not even in the right spot, though. He's not signing in the right spot.
It's the wrong color and it's the wrong spot. And when I look more closely at this poster, it is signed by a lot of people all the way around, but it's not my poster. I mean, it's obvious to me it's not my poster. So, I got the.
You had him sign in black, or did you want black?
I had him sign in black. Yeah.
Okay.
And it actually really stands out, which I'm very happy about.
Yeah.
A lot of thought went into that because it was a lot of money, and I wanted to make sure I got it right. So,
yeah,
I thought you guys would find that story interesting.
That's good, yeah. You know what? A lot of thought goes into Fanboy Collectibles because they've got everything you need.
They do.
Let's see. This week, not that it's something I would necessarily buy particularly, but Tweeterhead Poison Ivy. Tweeterhead makes great female statues. I think we have a couple of them.
I have
check
some.
that out.
I have some male statues too that they made that are quite good. But yes, they do excel at females.
So check that out. Pops and Hot Toys. You get the Hot Toy Baby Yoda. I'm calling him Baby Yoda. Not Hot Toy. Pop Baby Yoda's in stock. Kotobukiya is in Hot Toys and Showtime. Not Showtimes.
That Kotobukiya Captain America looks really cool, by the way, with him throwing the shield. I like that.
Yep.
Yeah. So everything you need, fanboycollectibles.com. Check them out in their store in Newtown, Connecticut. Tell them the regular Joe sent you.
And I know it's not on their website yet, but I know the Mandalorian's in stock because I got my notice today.
So.
The first Mandalorian.
The first version of the Mandalorian in stock.
Interesting.
Yes.
The Boys, Season 2, wrapped up. There will be spoilers. This past Friday, 8 episodes, right? 8 episodes? Or 9?
8 episodes. I feel like it should have been more,
8.
but yeah.
I know, it's like 8. 8's that's I guess,
That's what The Mandalorian is, too. That's what Season 1 and Season 2 are both 8 episodes.
I'm good with it. I think it was, I don't want to say tight, but they told the story they needed to tell. Some of these episodes were just like, wow, that was all in one episode.
They covered a lot. So we covered the first couple episodes, but it's funny because it's like, who's the bad guys, who's the good guys? You sort of know that, but I think they did a good job of, guess what? There's other bad guys, and
So when you get somebody who is as bad a bad guy as the Homelander really is, you got to really go. You got to go deep. you got to go you got to go really deep to come up with someone more evil, and they did. Boy, they just owned it.
When in doubt, you go Nazi. You can't.
That's what I'm saying. Where do you go from here?
Villain.
Racist.
How do you get more
not
evil?
That all Nazis
how do you get more
racist,
evil than
but...
Nazi doctor? You know, it's like, it's just, yeah. So,
no, I think they did a good job, and I think the way it ended added a ton of dimension to it, because it was, and I think we said this before. Last season was so good because it was like, oh my God, I haven't seen something like this before. This is crazy. Now we've seen it, but it was a little, I don't want to say it was sort of pedestrian for it, but it was a story and it was going along. But then at the end, they threw you like some real
well, yeah. I mean,
stuff.
so the shock value of holy crap, I can't believe a show like this exists, that was gone. So then they needed to bring in something else to surprise you every week. And I think they did. I don't think there was a single episode where there wasn't at least one holy shit moment. Like, they really did a good job of, bringing in new ideas and new characters and doing interesting things with the characters that you already knew, so that you felt like every episode was like, holy crap, what are they going to do next?
And I do like the, where like a lot of movies and things, like season 1 was, let's get everyone together. I love when, they're more or less together and they're doing things. It was always the, like the James Bonds, like, okay, we get it. He's getting his license. We're go on a mission, They were on missions. That seems to, I like that sort of aspect of it more than...
And they also made it...
Or in addition to putting it together.
It never felt like it was one of these things where they had to cram everybody. I mean, we had an episode with no Billy Butcher in it. And then we had an episode that was almost just him. And it never felt like they were like coming up with convoluted things to get everybody stuffed in there the way they do in a lot of shows. So...
And
yeah.
At least for me anyway, I always feel like everyone's at risk. Like, I don't think anybody is untouchable. And like, there was the one episode where Huey almost died, and I literally felt like they might actually kill this guy.
They could kill him. Yes. Yeah.
He's the main character, and they might kill him.
Yep. And that is one of the things that yeah. And so, but did you notice that there are 3 people in this series from Timeless?
Oh,
yes.
yeah, I totally... Yeah.
So three characters from Timeless, and 2 of them had a scene together. Well, their final scene together, obviously. But yeah, I noticed it's one of those things. I think I have kind of like a rule of 2 in my head where you can't have more than 2 people from a show in a show together without making you think of that other show. And as soon as they...
No, that was great. I was waiting for Rufus to show up.
Yeah.
He definitely needs to be in here. Yeah. We'll see him next season, I'm sure.
Rufus was in this.
No, Rufus was there. Rufus was in the beginning of...
He had Rufus had 2 others, two brief scenes.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. He's the image consultant guy, and so he met with Stormfront a couple times.
Oh my God, that's right. So
he's the one whose superhero girlfriend ripped his thing off during sex.
Yes.
Remember, we saw him in the support group in the first season.
Oh my God, yes, I totally forgot. I don't know why I'm...
Yeah. But
yeah, we haven't seen the 2 main characters from Timeless yet, but who knows?
No, we haven't. But there's
I don't know
still
if we'll
time.
see them, but we could see that other dude. We could certainly see the head of the commission lady. We could certainly see the head scientist guy. We'll see more people.
Yeah. They've probably got a casting thing in common or something, but it's...
Well, no, it's Kripke.
Oh, so did he produce
Eric
that too?
Kripke
I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
He did Timeless.
Okay. So were
That's why he's
there
bringing...
Timeless people in Supernatural also?
Supernatural went on for 15 years. I guarantee you. Just about everybody was in
It's like
that.
saying were there British actors in Doctor Who?
Yeah.
So
I know I'm jumping all the way to the end, but the way that Stormfront went out...
Okay, before we go there...
Very much reminiscent.
But before we go to that, and while we're talking about... Okay. Elizabeth Shue, was that not... I mean, wasn't that crazy when she popped back up? Did you guys get...
Creepy. Yeah.
But did you guys get what was going on when it happened? I mean, at first...
Not
No,
at first.
I didn't know. I knew it was something weird. I wasn't sure what it was.
That was... The way they brought her back in and the way they took her back out was just awesome.
Yeah, well, I mean, we knew that there was no way she could have survived. I mean, she was clearly killed in season 1. So the fact that she showed up at all, I'm like, what is this?
I'm watching this, I'm thinking robot. I'm thinking it was like, oh god, shape changer. It's got to be a shape changer, and yeah.
But a male shape changer.
Yeah, that just showed how another level of how twisted Homelander.
Oh my god, yes. Yeah, they went.
But the
they
shots
went
of
there.
him when he's drinking
Barry,
the milk
no,
and he's sticking the fingers in the milk and licking the finger. I mean,
oh my
it was
god,
just so creepy and gross.
Oh yeah. There's all manner of dysfunction there. Stormfront, as you were saying. So Stormfront in the comic is a male character. He is a Nazi. Okay, he was a Nazi, and they basically, they're covering that up and whatnot. In here, they went basically the same place, but they did it in a much more subtle way, and I think she was more evil because of that. Really, really good character. It was much more interesting the way they did it, and she may be back, but
yeah, I don't think she's 100%.
Well, she's not dead. I mean, there's been articles that have already been out there that the showrunner said she's not dead. But what freaked me out was that she dies in an explosion, or she gets injured in an explosion. And she basically looks like Anakin on Mustafar by the end of it. She's all burnt up. She's got no arms, no legs.
I didn't get the
and
Anakin
she's just sitting
Mustafar
there
thing, but
talking
you're right.
I totally got the Anakin.
Yeah, she definitely. Oh yeah. So we might be Robo Stormfront next time.
She might be Robo Stormfront, but and the fact that she's they're just that shot of her on the ground from the top down. And she's just mumbling in German, like incoherently in German.
It was great.
Yeah,
it was great. Yeah, I read an article where they talked about what she said and why she said what she said, and she was just basically reliving a memory with her daughter, and was just like gone, and it's I gotta say I was worried about sophomore slump with this show. I really was. I was like, it was so over the top the first season. I think at the point that they drove the boat into the whale, I knew they still had ideas to come up with.
That scene was so good.
I described this to somebody the other day as being wrong in all the right ways. Where like there's like one thing after another where you're like, oh my god, I can't believe they just did that. But they just did that. Now we're moving on.
What I liked about it too was that
the Deep keeps getting screwed, which is great.
I like that he's out of the 7, but they found something really interesting to do with him. Unlike A-Train, who I feel like is a disposable character at this point, not that interesting. The Deep, they've done some twisted shit with him, but then they found a way to make him even more. I mean, he just keeps getting the raw end of the deal, but.
He's Aquaman. Aquaman always gets the crap.
He does. He really does. It's like, and you don't know what to do with him because he's just Aquaman. Really, really good. Also, in the
scene in season 1 where he was at the Chinese restaurant and he was talking to the lobster in the tank.
Talking to the lobster
was one of my favorite scenes of all time
from first season. I love the 3 women beatdown scene on Stormfront. That was great. It
was really good.
I will tell you,
I'm kind of glad they either took her out or they'll put her to. I don't think she had the longevity of like she's going to anchor season 3 as the bad guy.
No, not at all.
And I'm glad they sort of moved on.
Yeah. So
do they move on from Homelander? I mean, I don't think you move on from him, but he's obviously not.
So in next season, they've already said they're bringing back Soldier Boy, who's basically the Captain America World War II hero analog. So, and so that I think that's going to be
as a good guy or a bad guy.
Oh, he's going to. Well, that's the question, I guess. But
yeah.
So. In the comic, he was very much like Captain America. He was like super straight-laced and super, just like couldn't, just had the like 1940s ideals and stuff like that. And and you can't, Homelander doesn't play on that level. So it will be interesting to see.
Yeah. So they took out, spoiler, Butcher's wife, which was surprising, and does that sort of, where's his motivation now? I mean, I get he wants to get them.
They also,
but
yeah,
his
feel
motivation is that he promised to her that he would take care of the son, and even though the son's been put into protective custody, there's no way he's staying there. Homelander's not going to just let him go.
Well, I think Homelander's going to be checking, but I also think this creates the tie between him and Mallory, because Mallory's responsible for protecting the kid. Where they said at the end, she wanted Butcher. He didn't agree, but he's going to. She wanted Butcher to head up a off the books unit to keep track of the soups, and that's where at kind of midpoint in the comic, that's what happens. They go from being off the radar to being a legitimate organization that's just not not publicly acknowledged, but so they basically are now being paid to do the job they were doing before without maybe so much killing. But
I just
the
feel like
in the comic book have secrets the way she does in the TV
that's
show?
not a character in the comic. That's kind of what I Mallory, the CIA woman, is, and she's But
because it's interesting now that Huey's gone to work for the Congresswoman, thinking that, of course, that he's doing something good and doing the right thing, and meanwhile he has no idea that she's got
Did you see
secrets.
that coming? The
Not at all.
No.
That was out of nowhere. I thought she was a tertiary character at best.
I thought she was the Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez,
exactly.
analog.
That's exactly what I
and
thought.
that's so like she's like
Who's from Yorktown, by the way.
she's the right wing nemesis who can explode heads. So
Yeah, and it's funny because I was
that's
thinking as
crazy.
the episode was ending, I'm like, we never found out who was doing it, and then they showed us who was doing it.
okay, so
that
why
happened a
did
few
she
times.
blow up the first CIA woman's head? Butcher's old contact.
So she does she work for Vought, I guess, or is she on her own, just
She
crazy?
may be
Okay.
on her own.
No, I just answered my own question because she was just about to tell her. She was just about to tell Butcher something she had discovered, and probably she had discovered that this congressperson was a soup. So that's probably what it was. But
that's the thing. What's her motivation? Is her motivation Vought based? Is it something else? Is it?
It's power.
I don't know that we know
I
that.
think the
or
way you
it
rise
wasn't
to the
obvious.
top is you get rid of everybody else in the way. And I think she probably can't blow up Homelander's head. So, but
Or
I
she's
also
got a long game plan that
think
she's,
she's got to. I think
working
she's
her way
got to
through.
make sure that there's no trail leading back to her from Vought. So that's why she got rid of the old guy, and she got her own congressional hearing shut down. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be
Because is there a third leg that is now, because she definitely took out good Vought and its opposition, and the cult leader guy, what was his real? He's sort of not necessarily Vought based, but not Vought based.
No, he was. I mean,
I wonder if
what's
this
actually really interesting is that that whole church cult thing was very similar to what's going on in that show, The Vow, that I've been watching.
Oh yeah,
which
well,
is a
it's
real
also
life thing.
there's a ton of
superheroes.
churches like that and things like that. But I also think it was a good way to get to work A Train and the Deep back in there. Okay, but since you went to third leg, oh my God, the thing in the asylum.
That was insane. Did not see that coming either.
the tentacle
Everybody's
that
got a
wasn't really
superpower.
a tentacle. Yeah.
Now, is that Vought also? I guess that.
Oh
is.
yeah,
that
it
was
is.
definitely
That's
Vought.
where
Yeah,
Vought
that's
basically
Vought.
puts
That-
its.
I mean, we know it
it's
is.
either
but
failures
is
or
it
it's-
sort of even the? Is it the Black Ops off of Gus Fring's radar Vought, or is it?
Oh, I think it's on his radar, but okay.
But
So
that's
we
where
still
they're
didn't see what
testing,
happened to the
trying
woman.
To perfect. That's where they're trying to perfect the compound V to be able to control the types
Adult.
of powers it gives people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and in
And every one of
adults,
the
I think,
failures-
too.
And they're doing
They
it in
take them
adults
out.
and not, yeah, exactly. So they're, yeah.
But I'm wondering if in season 3 it does take Vought and these guys to work against AOC or whatever her name is.
Yeah, we'll see. Again, I think they did a great job with it. I think even having read the comics, I was guessing all the time. They did a good job in the characters. I will say consistently, this is better than the comics ever were. It's this version of Butcher is better. I was super excited to see the Bulldog because the Bulldog was a fixture in the comics, and yeah, no, just great. Super good.
Well, and
even
I liked the fact that a lot of what was going on with Stormfront was very analogous to what's going on in the world. So, as out of this world the whole thing seemed, there was actually quite a bit of reality thrown in
the
there.
media
too,
manipulation, the social media stuff,
Yeah.
the
Yep.
work in the memes, and I gotta say, I think they've achieved the perfect balance with Homelander, where he's clearly not like an evil genius, because he's not a genius by any stretch of the imagination. He's also just, you cannot trust his. I'm trying really hard not to analogize this with a current public figure, but he's as much a danger to himself as he is to everyone else.
Yeah, you're still not veering
still
away
not
from
veering
a public
away.
figure.
Okay, but that final scene where he was standing out on the ledge,
Oh yeah,
pleasuring himself over Manhattan.
Yep.
I guarantee that has happened someplace.
Yeah.
You don't think? I guarantee that's
100%
happened.
it has. 100% it has. But it was just so.
In one of the
almost
districts
make him
of our country.
sympathetic. There are almost times where you feel bad for Homelander, but then you pull back and go, "No, I can't feel bad for this guy."
Right. Yeah.
Well, at least he freed up Elizabeth Shue to be on Cobra Kai season 3.
Yes. Yeah. So.
Which we're getting January, I think, right?
January, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Netflix. So, anyway, if you haven't seen it, see it. And even us talking about it and spoiling it's one of those shows that's like, wow, this is kind of different than anything I've seen before.
Yeah, and
It's
there's
pretty
still a
friggin'
lot
twisted.
that we haven't talked about, and
I think we did a pretty good job not totally spoiling it.
Yeah. There's a lot there.
Yeah.
It's definitely worthwhile. It's and if you haven't seen the show at all, go back and start. Ignore everything you just heard.
Yeah,
Go
it's
back
a
to
quick,
season 1.
It's 16 episodes. It's definitely.
Yeah.
you
I
can
got to
crank it
say,
out.
Carl Urban is just fantastic in this. He does such a great job as his character. Jack Quaid is great. Everybody's really good. It's one of these things
The
where
way
it's
the
not a.
C word rolls off his tongue with no effort is just.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people get away with that.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. Really good.
And Gus Fring is apparently in every single show there is right now. So, yeah.
Why not? He's versatile.
Good on him. So,
Giancarlo.
yep. So,
Exactly. So check it out. Let us know what you think. Okay. We haven't done this in a while. We're going to shirt up everybody.
I spend a lot on all the clothes that I got, 'cause all the geeks that I meet, they all look cooler than me.
Regular Joe's shirt up.
Todd, what are you wearing?
okay, I'm wearing a shirt that I got when I went to see Hamilton on Broadway. And
Is that because you didn't do your laundry?
what's that?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Nothing.
So, anyways, it's the Hamilton logo, and anyways, it's very comfortable, very nice shirt. Not worth what I paid for it, obviously, because I bought it at a Broadway theater.
At a Broadway theater, yeah.
But
I was thinking it was, I only saw the top of it. I was thinking it was a sort of a knockoff of, like, that's really Superman or something.
oh no, it's Hamilton. So it's a. I've spent the last 2 days actually watching the confirmation hearings, and I got to say, I feel that, sometimes it's good to remind ourselves that our nation was founded by some truly brilliant yet flawed men who never really conceived that a narcissistic reality host would be put in charge of the country, yet created a system which may actually sustain us through that. So we'll see how it goes.
I'm not sure about that.
But
if we could just bring the duel back between Hamilton and Aaron Burr, am I right in that?
Yep.
That may solve a couple of things. Like imagine just like instead of in a debate, let's just have a freaking duel, end this thing, and we're all back to normal.
Yeah. So
And if we got real lucky, maybe they'll take each other out and we can start over.
No. I don't believe that. But
I'm betting
anyway,
on the
so
smaller
Hamilton.
target. So, no.
It's true. Barry, what are you wearing?
I'm wearing one of my favorite bands of all time is the Ramones. I've loved the Ramones. I've had many Ramones shirts over the years. And, you know, the typical logo that looks like a presidential or a government logo. But one of my favorite movies also is That Thing You Do, the Tom Hanks movie. And this is a shirt that looks like the Ramones, but it's the Oneaters from That Thing You Do. And it's...
I thought that said the Wonders.
Well, it's
I know. Okay.
Oneaters.
I happen
which
to
is-
like that movie, too. That's a movie you could watch anytime it's on, from any point.
It's a great movie. And what I like about it, you know, the Ramones logo has their names around the eagle in a circle, and this one does too. And what a lot of people don't realize is, you know, they've got 4 guys in that band. They never give the bass player a name. They never name him. So it actually says TB player, stands for the bass player, instead of his name on here. So
Wait, the army guy? The guy who goes to
the
the
guy that
army?
leaves for the army,
the Marines?
never had a name.
He doesn't have a name?
No. They never give him a name in the movie, which is funny. And then when they replace him with a guy named Wolfman. When he leaves,
Yeah, I
he goes
remember
off
the
to the
Wolfman
Marines.
guy.
So, but it's cool. It says "I am Spartacus" and the little thing in the eagle's mouth, and it's got the little Plato
Oh, it
logo
does?
on
That's
it.
awesome.
So I actually bought 3 of these because 2 of my kids love that movie too. So I gave them each one, and I got one too. So it's a Wonders/Oneaters Ramones shirt.
I think Tom Hanks should direct more movies. I think he did a great job. That was his first movie.
And
I think he
co-wrote
did a really good
some
job
of the
with
songs, and he was. And actually, I don't know if this is going deep cut now, but there's a director's cut of that movie that's like longer and has a lot more meat to it, which was on the DVD that I bought. So I've watched it, and it's probably not my preferred version of it, just because it's a little too much going on in there. But kind of cool that he actually released the director's cut of it with more to the story.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Yeah.
I would watch that. I do like that.
Yeah, you should
I
check
have
it
never
out.
seen that
You'd
film.
enjoy it if you like the movie. You'd enjoy
You've
it.
never seen it?
I have never seen that
That's
film.
that's
I
me
gotta
saying
say,
who doesn't watch
I've
stuff.
probably watched every music biopic ever made, okay, including a lot of really, really bad ones. I mean, I've seen the Ray Charles movies. I've seen pretty much all of those biographies I've watched. I've never really watched the made-up band ones. I don't think
This one is worth your time.
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
no, I know. I'm just saying, but it's like
The Ruddles? You never saw the Ruddles?
You know what? Okay, I'll take that back.
Okay.
I did see the Ruddles,
Is that a thing?
and I saw Eddie
That's
and
not
the
even a real
Cruisers.
thing.
But I think I
And
don't
you've
think
seen
I've
the
gone
Monkeys?
back. So
What
Yeah,
other
That
made
Thing
up
You Do, it's a good
band
movie.
things are there? I'm trying to think.
there's a few.
It's not a big genre.
No, there's the Mark Wahlberg movie. There's it's just something that like it's never like I said, just never because I don't have the music thing that you guys have. So like
Right.
the
I don't
history
have the
thing
music
appeals
thing
to
at
me,
all.
but the yeah.
I would say
But the
you
genre
should
doesn't
watch
appeal to me.
That Thing You Do. I think you would enjoy it.
Yeah.
Liv Tyler's super cute in it. I think Charlize Theron's first movie, maybe.
Charlize Theron's in it as well. Yeah,
That's not her first movie. That can't be.
one of them. It's one of them.
She was in some really regrettable movies. I think even before that.
I'm
the
gonna
fake
look it up
dinosaur
while we,
movie.
I'm looking
Well,
it
Dave
up
tells
right
us
now.
about his
Who
shirt.
else?
She was in the fake dinosaur movie before that. I'm sure of that.
What's the fake dinosaur movie?
It was a like quasi kids movie where they find a dinosaur.
Congo?
No.
That thing. Okay, here's her. Children of the Corn 3 uncredited. 2 Days in the Valley, That Thing You Do.
Yep. I think 2 Days in the Valley was the first time I saw her.
I'm trying to think of... I don't even see the dinosaur movie.
But yeah, Children of the Corn was 95, and then That Thing You Do and 2 Days in the Valley were both 96. So it was early in her career.
2 Days in the Valley was the first thing I saw her in.
Yeah, me too. She kicked ass in that movie.
Yeah. She didn't... I'm trying to think, what was the biggest thing she wasn't anything gigantic until... I don't know. Cider House Rules, but that was a small movie.
She was in a lot of small movies.
The Italian Job, I like her in The Italian Job. Monster was where she, I think, won an Oscar.
Yeah, that was until 2003.
Yeah. But anyway, I like that movie too.
So Dave, tell us about what you're wearing.
Oh, this is pretty normal. I'm wearing a Stark Industries t-shirt that I've been looking for one of these that's
the retro logo.
The retro logo, and also not in a polyester and cotton t-shirt. And I found this. This was at Kohl's, and almost everything at Kohl's is made out of polyester, but it's all cotton. Yeah, so it's the old Stark Industries logo. Nothing exciting, but I haven't been buying a lot of stuff, so I'm like, I'll buy that.
I'd get one of
those. As I
those.
return all my Amazon things to Kohl's. Do you guys return Amazon stuff to Kohl's?
We have, yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice that they let you do that there.
It's great that they let you do that. And the other thing with it, they have zero invest. Not that I'm returning like a box of rocks and saying it's a computer, but they have zero invested. They could care less.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah. They don't even check the stuff you bring back, I don't think.
That's what I'm saying. That's kind of... Not that I'm saying we should cheat Amazon, because they are, that's my lifeline now. I don't think there's a day that goes by.
They are here deliveries here are on the reg, for sure.
Yeah. So this sort of... I was talking to the guys about, T-shirts, and I feel like I'm in a dilemma with my T-shirts, because I've bought a ton of T-shirts from a lot of different companies. One of my issues is now I don't know what happened in life or the world, but none of those T-shirts fit the right way to me that they used to. They're all too thick and too big. Like all those Last Exit shirts and stuff don't feel like they fit you differently than you would want them to fit now? Or is that just my weird idiosyncrasy?
It might be your weird idiosyncrasy. Do you
Really?
hang them, Dave, or do you put them on? Do you fold them?
I hang them.
Okay.
But I'm saying, like, you buy a T-shirt today, and a T-shirt today is cut a little trimmer. Not that I'm trim. The arms are tighter. Even this cheap $15 shirt, the arms are trimmer. Like, you go back to, like, all those T-Fury. We used to talk about T-Fury all the time. You get a different shirt. Those are all cut wider, and the arms, like, hang. They're completely differently cut. And I'm just not comfortable wearing them anymore. That can't just be me.
No, I do think, like many things in life, not just T-shirts, you are a little more particular than some other people, and maybe more so than I am.
Some might say a pain in the ass.
I've definitely noticed that over the years, it's been a trend that they're more athletic fit, and I'm doing that in air quotes, than they used to be. It used to be that they were just more sort of unisex and cut, to fit anybody, and now they're definitely trimmer. But I will definitely say that I prefer a softer cotton T-shirt over something that's thick and rough and uncomfortable to wear. But those usually are a lot more money, and sometimes I'm just not willing to spend that much money on a T-shirt. Especially knowing, some of these shirts are things that I would only wear when we were going to like a convention, or I would only wear if I was going someplace where it would be appreciated other than wearing around my house. And there haven't been a lot of those. There's none of those things to go to anymore.
I know. I agree with that.
I wear a T-shirt out of my T-shirt rotation pretty much every day. And sometimes it's even like under something else, but it's like just because that's like one of the few things that it makes one day different from the next for me. So I will tell you very often it's which Batman shirt I will wear today, because I do have like 28 Batman shirts. I don't quite have a month's worth of Batman shirts, but all you need.
February you do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I got to get to 31, and but yeah, no, it's like I had an Ant-Man week 2 weeks ago where I wore my 3 Ant-Man shirts all that same week, and it's just So
there are the shirts that are in rotation. There are the shirts like I have a drawer full of G.I. Joe shirts that I just don't wear anymore.
Yeah, those are folded.
There's a drawer full of another bunch of shirts that I don't even know what they are, just random stuff. And then there's all the ones in my closet that are in, there's blue, gray, black, and everything else.
Whoa. Stop. Not alphabetical by subject?
No. I do it by color.
Really?
Oh my God.
Okay, no, I am alphabetical by subject. It's like it's Ant-Man. It's Ant-Man through.
I hate putting my clothes away, and that would really make me crazy.
For me, it's Ant-Man through X-Men. It's all.
Jesus,
that's.
Oh,
it's yeah.
See, but my issue right now,
mine are all folded and they're randomly thrown in my drawers.
Oh God, no.
No, mine are color coordinated, but I would say half of them at this point I don't want to wear. Like I put on a couple of those T-Fury ones when I was doing stuff. I'm like, these are not very soft, cut too big, and I feel like I could purge all of them. And even all the, the Last Exit ones that I know we bought because they come from England, those are all cut.
It's an older cut, though. I mean, that's what it is. It is basically the 2000s cut.
I'm not that comfortable wearing those anymore. I know I'm crazy, but
no, it's
I mean, I also have a lot of music T-shirts that you guys probably don't have nearly as many of those, or Todd, you probably don't have any. But I have, for the bands that I like, I think I've probably got 10 Foo Fighters T-shirts. I've got a bunch of Rush shirts. I got a bunch of Van Halen shirts. And actually, I just bought 3 Foo Fighters shirts off their website. A, because they were inexpensive, and B, they're just cool designs. So, like, I've had more of that kind of stuff coming in, T-shirt wise, than anything. And during COVID work from home stuff, for a while I was wearing T-shirts, but now a lot of the people I work with want to do video conferences, so now I'm not wearing T-shirts as much as I was for work. So I'm only wearing them like after work if I feel like changing, or on the weekends. So I haven't been going through very many.
Yeah. Well, my favorite are that old company. What are they called now?
We Love Fine, right? They used to be.
Now they're called For Fans by Fans. To me, they had the best cut, the best thickness, and good graphics. But they are very much into like anime and
they've changed what their focus is. But we used to like beeline for that booth every time we went to Comic-Con because they had such good stuff.
They got big enough that they had to respect licenses more. So
yeah. But those are still in my rotation. And it's funny, I went on Last Exit's website because I know, is there a discount shipping code? And then we always used to order together. I picked out 3 to say, these are 3 I like. Nothing's in stock.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if you're going to do an order, let me know and I'll get in on it with you.
I know, but the 3 shirts I wanted didn't have them in stock.
I go back like once a year, and every single shirt I want is not in stock.
Because there's definitely 3 I want.
Now, how often do you guys purge? Because I'll go through at least once a year, if not twice a year, and I'll make some tough decisions about things either that are just a little worn out or things that I just don't think I'm going to wear anymore. And I do get rid of stuff at least once or twice a year. Sounds like you don't.
I coincidentally, I actually was this weekend. As I was putting my shirts away in alphabetical order, it occurred to me that like I pretty much like maxed out that I have certain hangers that I use for them. Okay, they're nicer hangers, but
I'm particular.
Anyways, but
they have potpourri in them.
So I counted, and I have 103 shirts hanging, and I was thinking I should have 100 shirts. I should like prune. I could not pick out 3. I could not pick out 3 to take out of there.
Again.
And it was like I said, no, I should just always keep it 100 shirts. And then I went back and I flipped through, and it's like,
this is not like in your master bedroom closet, right?
Like
this has got to be a separate closet.
There's some that are too thick, too not soft enough.
Okay.
The graphic is a complete piece of rubber. I just won't wear those.
Here's the thing. Every day I work out every day, okay, and I don't put my clothes on that I put on before I worked out, after I work out. So because I work out after work, so that's usually what it is. It's like I wear what I wear to work, and then I work out. I'll go for a bike ride. I'll get in the machines, whatever, and then I'll put a T-shirt on with whatever I wear for the rest of the night. So that's how I end up wearing them. So it's not, it's.
All right, so this is
but
more
yeah, no,
information
everything in there is something
any of
I
us
would wear.
or our listeners need to know. But do you sleep in them too, or do you take them off before you go to bed?
In the summer, I will sleep in some of them. In the winter, it's usually a long sleeve thing. So
I have specific sleeping T-shirts.
I do too. That's what I'm saying. Some of them, but yeah.
Whatever shirt I'm wearing at the after work, that's typically what I sleep in. Unless if it's long, I can't sleep in long sleeves. I'll take a long sleeve shirt off to put a T-shirt on to sleep in.
Yeah. I will tell you the 8th shirt that you guys did not like. After I washed that thing like 40 times, that is an awesome sleeping shirt. It's
that is one of the worst cut shirts, and the material is horrific.
No one.
Which one?
It's not like a big deal what the cut is like
the
when
Planet
you're sleeping.
of the Apes one.
It's a comfortable
The
cut.
only ape.
Oh yeah,
is
I got rid of
ape.
that one. I got rid of that one.
I don't even know where that is.
I think I told you guys. I just kept putting it back into the washer. I take it out of the dryer and then I put it back in the and I left it in the laundry for like 2 months.
That would have been that shirt.
And now it's like it's like super soft and just
this doesn't get that. It doesn't get that soft. I have taken favorite shirts of mine that were not the right material and like put them in a bucket of like sand and salt water just to see if it would soften up, and it didn't.
No.
I don't remember what shirt that was, but I did that once.
Yeah.
But no, that's shirts. I just talk about purge. So I have a dresser that has, I guess, 5 drawers, and 3 of them are T-shirts that I never wear. The top drawer was all T-shirts, and then I would always put all my other crap. My iPad goes in there, my whatever, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. I haven't worn these shirts in years. So I actually, this weekend, I took out that drawer. I actually built compartments in it to put all the electronics and have no T-shirts. So I purged Orange County Choppers T-shirts. This is how far back these go. In-N-Out Burger T-shirt, like stuff. I haven't worn these since I lived in this house.
Wow.
And that's how long they've been sitting.
I
in
recently
drawer.
pulled out all of the T-shirts from all the G.I. Joe conventions that I've never worn. And I feel bad throwing them away, so I haven't thrown them out. They've been sitting on top of my dresser for months
I
now.
took those out a while ago.
I don't wear any.
I have the rotation shirts. Then I have a stack of workout shirts, and then I have a stack of like the shirts that you get for everything you volunteer at, or all the things you attend, stuff like that. And those are like lawn mowing shirts or whatever. But yeah. So
I've actually been thinking about pulling, because old concert shirts now are actually becoming valuable. I'm actually thinking of taking some of my concert shirts that are a little bit older that maybe I won't wear anymore and actually boxing them up and putting them away, because I don't want to get rid of them. But I'm thinking I should take some of them out of rotation. Especially I have got some Van Halen shirts from 10 years ago that maybe I should put away now. And
I wish I had. Well, I wouldn't fit into them anyway. I think I wore a medium in the 80s when I was going to concerts.
yeah.
Well.
No.
Yeah. I do sleep in my 2007 Van Halen shirt because it's very stretched out but soft.
That gray one. I have that same T-shirt still.
Yeah. I wear that. It's always in the rotation. So my mission is to find more shirts. I don't know where we'll find them because we have no shows to go to. I do like those heroes and villains shirts, although they're way too expensive. You got to find some kind of discount code on them because now they have Star Trek shirts also.
Oh, I got to check that out.
Yeah, but they're cut well. You definitely a better quality shirt. And one of the things I was looking for, I guess as I'm reading this Aliens book, I don't know why it never sort of connected with me, but the dude Frost, he's one of the Marines. He wears a shirt that's got a picture of the pulse rifle, and it says "Peace through superior firepower."
Yeah.
That has never been sort of a mainstream shirt. That you would think people would have latched onto that. It's on like Redbubble and whose shirts are horrible and some other. But I'm surprised no one's latched onto that.
I haven't looked on Redbubble, but on some of those sites, you can pay to upgrade to a better quality shirt, but the shirts start to get very expensive.
Sometimes the Redbubble is like a freaking printed iron-on that just is a piece of shit.
Yeah, I was going to say, I bought a really cool shirt that looked like a 12th generation transfer. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the Last Exit stuff is cool, but because they're in England, I mean, even if they're in stock, they're just super expensive to get them over here. They've got some really cool.
Yeah, you just
I bought a House of Stark shirt that had cartoons of all the Stark family and then Tony, and and it was just it was really blurry. So.
Oh yeah. What was that place didn't you have some shirt like your G.I. Joe logo made at a place and you had ordered on demand or something, Barry?
God, that was a long time ago. Yeah, I don't even remember what company that was anymore.
Because that's a decent shirt.
Yeah, that was so many years ago.
There's a place that Adam Savage uses for his shirts that makes nice shirts, but they're sort of that print-on-demand kind of thing.
Yeah, those are expensive, too. I've hesitated buying his shirts a couple times because they are a little pricey.
Yeah. Well, we'd like to know what you buy for T-shirts, and if you're still even awake or listening at this point.
Yeah, if you've ever put as much thought into T-shirts as Dave obviously does.
First of all, look, Barry, who's more obsessive from this particular conversation?
I want to know from our listeners who alphabetizes their T-shirts and puts them on hangers.
It's how you find when you have 103 shirts. It's how you quickly find what you're looking for.
I have at least 103 T-shirts.
Let me ask you this:
and they're in drawers, and I find them.
So Batman is Batman. It doesn't have to be this Batman, this Batman, this Batman back in order.
Okay, it's colored. It's the Batman shirts are Batman and then color coded. So
they're not in order by era or by what year that logo is from.
It's black Batman shirts, it's gray Batman shirts, and then it's like odd colors.
More black Batman shirts because what else is there?
Than the yellow black Batman shirt. So, but yeah, it's there is a color thing after the, but yes, yeah.
I will say this: I do go out of my way to find a T-shirt that's not black. Just because I have so many black T-shirts.
Yeah,
you this one that I'm wearing.
Yep.
This one that I'm wearing came in black and gray, and I got mine in gray. I got the one for the kids in black, just because I have so many damn black shirts.
Yeah, black is it's easy.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Anyway, that's T-shirt discussion. Let's hear what you got. I guarantee there's. I remember meeting a guy at Celebration. I had bought the Rise of Skywalker shirt. And he's, can I see that? I'd like to feel it and see what it feels like. And I'm like, I totally get it. And I said to him, it's nice and thin. And he said back, I like a thick shirt. And I'm like, that's interesting.
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
Hey, you know what? T-shirts are a personal thing. Everybody's got their preference.
I appreciate that he wanted to...
Maybe he just wanted
to anyway
get closer to you and he wanted to feel your shirt.
Maybe.
I actually have that shirt out of rotation.
Why is that?
Because I am sick of hearing people's opinion of that movie. Honestly, I've worn that shirt I wore that shirt like 3 times the first year, and I'd end up places where people be like, "Well, what'd you think of the movie?" And then get into a conversation. I'm like, I don't.
Well, I told you that story. I was wearing a Kingdom of the Crystal Skull shirt that I bought before the movie, and then some guy asked me, I'm like, I'm not wearing this again because I'm not going to.
And that was exactly. I'm telling you, I wore it like I ended up like at barbecue one time, and I was like, well, what'd you think? I was like, well, what about this? It's like, I'm not going to defend this movie. Okay, I'm just wearing this shirt. And then there was another time.
My friend's wife was over not that long ago, and she gave me a T-shirt that she had gotten for Christmas from like a family grab bag type thing. And it's actually an awesome shirt because on the front of it, it's just a black T-shirt with the Star Wars logo in white. No movie name, no nothing, just a Star Wars logo. And then I flipped it over, and it's got all 9 movies listed and the date that they were released. And I was almost like, this shirt would have been perfect if it was just the front. And it's fine. I don't see the back of it anyway.
You could like draw a line through some.
I could, but yeah, I mean, because you don't even really see just the Star Wars logo on a T-shirt. Like,
no,
I just saw that when I was getting this at Kohl's or whatever. I think it was just black. It's white on black.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. I actually like it.
Yeah.
All right.
Any last thoughts?
Yes, we do. Okay,
we're going there. So, I thought maybe since we were already at an hour and 10 minutes, we're
going to go quick.
Dave
won't let us bring it up again. So last week I got caught up on Lower Decks, and I was prepared for the finale.
Starting the clock, just so you know.
And Barry, what did you think of the finale?
I loved the finale. The finale was the best episode of the season.
It was by far the best episode.
I watched through 6, and I still am not getting it.
I'm telling you, just skip everything and watch the finale, Dave. Okay, there's
so many inside jokes. They were so rapid fire,
coming at you one after another. And like I said, the thing that I really think that they need to lean into, which they did in the last few episodes, is not only is this a Star Trek cartoon, it's simultaneously a parody of Star Trek. Okay, so Riker's ship shows up, okay, to save the day, the USS Titan, and which is the first time we've actually seen the Titan on screen, despite being mentioned many times. And so Riker's ship shows up, and he returns to the bridge from the holodeck where he's reliving the adventures of the first Enterprise, like he did in the Enterprise finale, much to everybody's groans.
But my favorite part of that sequence is when he says, that crew, they had a long road getting from there to here.
Yeah. It's like,
like, is he quoting the fucking lyrics to the theme song?
He's quoting the lyrics from the, yep.
Yeah,
and
that
then
was good.
Cartoon Riker was perfect because Riker is a cartoon to begin with, pretty much, okay? He's never been a super fleshed out character one way or another. And they just captured all of the over the top elements. And you know that he was going to be
over the top, but
he was going to be buddies with the main character there. And one of the critical bad influences on her. Deanna Troi was in there and was just like generally disapproving of everything.
Troi was funny.
It was
really, Jonathan
really
Frakes and Marina Sirtis doing the voices, which was great.
Yep. And
so they looped in. Then.
Oh, they looped them in.
Yeah.
And there was a creature from a fairly throwaway episode of the series or race, the Packlids, and they just thought every ship they encountered was the Enterprise. Oh, it's the Enterprise. It's like, no, we're not the Enterprise.
There was also a great line because their ship gets damaged and it's in dry dock being repaired, and the captain of the Cerritos says, "I hate it when a ship gets repaired and comes out looking all Sovereign class."
yeah, just put it back the way it was.
But that was a great line.
There's a ton of good stuff. The first officer.
Plus, they actually referenced TOS in it.
The TOS era. And the captain's like, what?
Yeah.
He says, the 2260s. He says, I call it the TOS era for those old scientists.
That was funny. And then my absolute favorite part was, that Mariner's got the contraband, and she's pulling all the stuff out of the ceiling, and the Spock helmet toy comes out of the
helmet
ceiling.
falls down.
From the 60s.
But that was great. The other thing is at one point, they go back to the planet where the Archons were. Okay, or remember the episode, the original series episode with the Archons? So immediately after the Enterprise left, they went back to worshiping Landru. It's just like, which is like everyone who watched that episode knew. Oh yeah, as soon as they leave orbit, they're going to go back to worshiping Landru again.
There was so many inside jokes that actually landed and were funny.
At one point, the first officer is holding a pad, and on it is a picture of Kirk and Spock. It's an animation cell from the animated series. So in their reality, Kirk and Spock look the way they looked in the animated series.
Oh, that's funny. Why'd they not kick it off with better episodes?
I do not know, but I will say I think they got into their stride towards the end. I think the last 3 episodes are really, really good. They're much better than anything that came before.
And that last episode is, I think, the high bar for the whole season.
It is. I will say I think the second to the last episode, the movie episode, is really well. Is a lot more.
Yeah, the movie episode's
kind of
too.
Cohesive. Just the, they all the things that they seized on for the differences between the movie and the TV show, I think were brilliant. It was very self-aware. Like I said, that the warp effects looked better. That all different things like that were really, really good. It. Again, if you wrote the series off, watch the last 2 episodes anyways. And
they've already confirmed there's going to be a second season of this. So
there's going to be a second season, and I will look forward to it. As bizarre as that sounds to me, yeah, we'll.
If they could stay away from some of the franticness. I watched number 5 or 6, and the ship blows up again because it's not blows up, but gets some kind of Terragenesis, something like.
Yeah,
it's just a little. Let's just dial that nonsense down. The inside jokes and stuff could be funny, but I think it's just too frantic.
There is. They've got to get the tone right, and like I said, I think that the parody elements work well. Because
the franticness is for a different audience. The inside Easter egg jokes those are 2 different worlds.
That's true, because those jokes are going to mean nothing to the Rick and Morty audience. Like they don't.
Yeah,
know
exactly.
Star Trek well.
If you go online and you read the comments on this show, the people that love this show have no Star Trek background whatsoever and find this hilarious.
Really? That's crazy.
And
so we didn't talk about it in random, but they announced another animated show, but it's not going to be on CBS All Access. It's going to be on Nickelodeon. Yeah.
Because they don't
Lower
plan on
Decks
there
is
being
not
a
a kid's
CBS
show.
All Access by that point. Who knows? We'll see.
Lower Decks, you're right. Lower Decks is not a kid's show. They've been rated TV-14. They've actually had cursing in it. And
this is supposedly a kid's show. Or older kid's show.
With Kate Mulgrew reprising Janeway.
I don't get that. That is not the kid's captain as far as I'm concerned.
No, not at all. Not at all.
But you
I was really surprised by that.
It's kind of good. It's like crusty old Captain Janeway and these kids running afoul of her. Who knows? We'll see.
I don't know.
So
it'll be interesting. So we'll see what happens. But
and now we've got Discovery.
Let us know what you think of that too.
Yeah.
Next week.
Yeah.
Discovery
in a couple
discussion.
Days. By the time you hear this, Discovery will be back.
For good or
for
bad?
better or worse.
Yeah. It'll be back. We know that.
They are planning on running this for a while. I just read an article, and they think they've got something here. So we'll see.
We will see. I'm sure we'll talk about the first episode next week.
Absolutely. So look out for that. Be prepared for that. And thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.